It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Can't believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Imagine if your kids never wanted to get their driver's license and now they're in their 30s and you still, as a mom, have to drive them around everywhere. We didn't think we'd get a call like this, but we did during Listener Bingo. You should hear it in its entirety coming up in a couple seconds. Here we go. What would it take for your neighbors to do to make you to consider to move?
I would have to say, for me to feel unsafe, like at all, my life being threatened, or my child or my husband, somebody that would be harassing, that would be maybe the only thing. I can pretty much ignore bad lawn care, which I have.
So if they're just trashy and they've got like a bed in the front yard and maybe a Camaro missing a wheel like out in the backyard.
We're like a day away from that with a couple of my neighbors.
Really?
But I don't know. I've always looked at, like, you own a home. You may not have all the resources to make it incredible, but you might have legs and arms to mow. You might be able to do that. I just think take pride in one of your biggest investments on the planet.
Yeah, outside of your education, it probably is.
I don't get it. I don't get when people just let things go.
Ran into some former neighbors over the weekend, and I'm like, how's the old neighborhood? And they're like, everybody's moving. And I'm like, why? And they said, well, we got some people that moved in that are not exactly the most exceptional neighbors a human could want.
What makes them not exceptional?
It sounds like they're single in their 30s, partying like they're 19.
Got it.
Like a lot of that going around and a lot of cars in and out. And he's like, I don't know what a drug deal looks like, but if I had to suspect, I think they're slinging some meth.
I would say if a car swings by for about 60 seconds, something seedy is going on.
I was thinking about this. Like, I love our new home, but if I found out our neighbors were slinging meth, it would probably make me consider moving. I'm not a narc, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to, unless, again, like you said, my family is not safe. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking for anyone who's left their own home. Like, you uprooted you and your family because your neighbors were so horrible.
So the house that we had, our first house, was like a twin home. So it was joined by garages, and we lived next door to just this cute little old lady. Her name was Ellen. And she's lived alone and just was so kind to Liam. And it was just a really great starter home. Awesome neighbors. And then hold on.
Bless you.
Then we move. And I guess the neighbor that moved into, or the person that moved into our home was that neighbor. Was the one that everyone was like, oh my God, gross. Let his dogs go in the street. There was like poop in the street, just shouldn't have been a homeowner.
So how bad was the neighbor that forced you to move? That's why I want to bring Carrie on the show. Tell us about it real quick.
When I was younger, my sister and we lived in this house, and across the street, the neighbor would literally use binoculars to stare into the other neighbor's house.
Right.
And she'd set up mirrors in her house to keep an eye on everybody surrounding her place.
Cute.
So one day, we caught her staring at our house with the binoculars through her window. So my sister and I decided to moon her through our window.
Get her back.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, she was she just really wanted to be nosy. She was one of those nosy neighbors.
So no, I kind of understand that. It's your neighborhood, right? You want to know what's going on around there.
Yeah. Okay, so one instance that I thought was really weird was my friend, her mom, and I think I've told this story before. Her mom would wake up and they had this big bay window in their kitchen, and she would go and get some coffee, and she looked out, and our other friend lived across the street, right across the street, just paces away. And our other friend's dad would come outside, get the mail, get the paper, go bring the garbages down in his robe, and he would see her in the window and flash his window. And he did that countless times, enough for her to say this is a pattern, and then she filmed it.
Oh.
And she had some of the moms over, including my mom, to say, what should I do? Come watch this video. What should I do? And what's weird is that they just kept living there. I don't even know what happened.
She didn't go to the cops with this.
I don't know. They didn't share it with the kids until I found out years and years later that this happened. And I don't think anything came of it. I don't know if they went and talked to his wife, like, you better get your man under control. But it was so weird that neither of them moved. Like, how could you live like that?
She probably liked what
every
she
day?
saw.
I mean, he wasn't a bad looking guy, but still, it was just so odd. And he never did anything that would make us feel uncomfortable as kids, you know? Like, I would remember that.
He was just goofing on her.
But it was just, that's not a goof. That's such a guy thing to say. That's like perverted.
Well, don't stare at me out the window then.
She was having her cup of coffee, enjoying her
She
morning.
could have had that anywhere. You know, she was looking for an eyeful. She kept coming
You're
back.
ridiculous.
Welcome in. We want to say hello to Morgan, who's joining us, and we know that a little bit of a struggle with your husband's hair loss. You want to kind of break this down for us?
Hi. So, I've been married for about 4 years now, and I love my husband so much.
But
he's starting, yeah. he used to have these beautiful locks, but he's kind of starting to bald. And so he's like, well, he cut his hair. And I'm like, okay, fine. I can deal with the Caesar, you know what I mean? But, like, he wants to shave it bald. And I'm like, please don't do that. He has, like, this nugget head.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, try Rogaine. Try Rogaine. You can get a transplant or something like that. And he is adamant about not doing that. He's just like, okay, babe, love me for who I am. Let the hair go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's a handsome man. Of course, I'm always going to love him. But there are so many things that can be done now. You know what I mean? It's like not the 30s. So,
I have a friend whose daughter's boyfriend, his hair was falling out really early, and he tried Nutrafol, which might help. I don't
I've seen
know.
those commercials, yeah.
But like an odd-shaped head, what? Oh,
Listen, I don't
that's
have
the last case scenario.
I don't have the
you want.
greatest shaped head, but it's like you start adapting to it once he goes with it. It's so much easier. Like with guys, I mean, I just literally run a razor across it and go to work. It's that easy. Like you don't have to worry about haircuts or shampoo or anything else. So the problem is, though, I think once he tries it, like he'll be shaving his head the rest of his life. And you're just okay with him doing all the drugs and the transplants and stuff like that to keep it?
I would prefer it just because I don't think a shaved head would look good on him.
First off, it's not your call. Let's stop this.
I get it. You got to have the dome that works, but you also just got to go with life's flow.
Could you imagine me telling my wife when she told me what she wanted to do with her hair? Could you imagine the pain that would suffer all of us if I decided to tell her, no, I think you should do this instead?
Everyone will get used to something over a certain amount of time. So, yeah, it might be a little weird to see him without hair. Maybe you think he doesn't have the head for it right now. But, I mean, the guys that hold on to just the last few and still even gel it, it's like just, it's nature. Just go with it. Summer texted in and says, I lived on strawberries and cream oatmeal, which is my favorite flavor, by the way, for 9 months, ate only that. And she gained 80 pounds
I believe it.
9 months. Is it because it sticks to your ribs, or what's the reason why?
It just doesn't. I don't think it gets fully digested very well, and I think there's a ton of sugar in that stuff.
Really?
I mean, yeah, you don't think because
Calories.
it's like oatmeal, but just the amount of the carbs and the sugar and everything like that, like you're just not getting a lot of protein,
Yeah.
and so your body starts getting the level of ketosis gets really, really messed up, I think.
That's really wild.
And they want to sell, oatmeal as like it's the most pure. It's so great.
But
for
only
you and
one
everything.
pack is 130 calories.
I don't think, but I don't think your body's like using those calories. Like one of the things is if you eat a food that's rich in stuff, your body will use it as fuel. There's no real fuel in oatmeal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think
That's
it just
weird because
sits there.
they coin it as something that will fuel your body for the day. What a lie.
Not so much. I think it just fills you up. Hey, Dominique, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Great,
Good.
thank you.
So what were you eating? Just too much of?
Party wings. Hot wings, to be exact.
Hot wings. Okay. So did it do a number on your belly? I feel like that would be a lot of hot sauce to deal with.
Yes, I went from 134 to 163.
Oh my
Just by
God.
eating buffalo wings?
Yeah, I used to eat 20 of them at a time.
Well, I've had dreams that start that way, but I can't possibly do that to my body. How'd you get yourself off of those?
I have no idea. I used to live in South Carolina. I would eat that much. or I would eat 6 tacos, steak tacos,
Yeah.
in one sitting, and it was ridiculous. It was a lot of money.
You're
and I
like
was
a
just
mukbang. Do you watch those mukbangs? You're like that?
Yes,
that could've
I
been
do.
me.
I used to, and that's what used to make me get like 20 wings. And I was just like, I can just sit here and watch them eat wings while I eat wings.
Yes.
Don't forget the ranch. I need a large container of ranch. Please.
Wow.
Oh, and some fries. Just all of it.
You're the video
I
that
might
my
have,
son
like,
watches.
It's a slippery slope.
He'll watch cute girls like dip their chicken in ranch and like do the like the ASMR stuff. I'm like, get off your phone. That's crazy.
Yeah. See, my 11-year-old does it now. He watches people eat like 5 packs of ramen or something. And I'm just like,
That's crazy.
We're not that class level yet where you can eat 5 packs of ramen.
Right.
So we're gonna just stick to one and have you something to drink, and let's wrap this up. All right, we don't have all day.
I
Will
know.
will you still have the occasional hot wing, or are you off from cold turkey forever?
I actually still have them, but 6 is enough. I don't need 20 wings. That's like 3 lunches. I don't need it. It's fine.
She knows so much better, but she still did it. That's what I
Girl,
love
I'm
about
glad you're
Dominique.
off them.
All right.
I'm glad we didn't lose you
Yeah,
to your wing.
Your sobriety is important to us, so thank you.
I mean, if somebody offers me 20 wings, I'll still take them.
I wouldn't turn them down either.
All right, we get it. You're walking on a razor's edge. We get it. Have a great morning, Dominique. What's the unluckiest, since today is such a day of luck, what's the unluckiest thing that's ever happened to you?
I would say that when I used to work community ed at my mom's middle school, and they had a few things going on, my only job was to open doors, okay? And then just to be there in case somebody needed another door open. And so they had a basketball tournament going on. They had concessions, and then they had in the cafeteria / theater area, they had a play going on. And so they brought in, after the play doors shut for the play to start, they brought the till to me.
Okay.
And so the till I left just for my boss on the counter. And then I left to go make sure concessions was good, that the basketball tournament was good. I was gone for maybe 7 minutes. I come back, the till was open, all the money gone. Over $1,000.
Oof.
So, but standing there next to the door was the janitor. And he said, hey, some kids just ran out of here. And what were they doing in there? I said, I don't know. And then I turned the corner and I see the tills open. I said, oh my God, the money's gone. And so the cops had to come take a statement. I had to go downtown to give my statement. It was one of those interrogation rooms. There was a hot light on me.
Who just talked to you at the school, huh?
I was 15, so I
Yeah.
shouldn't have been in there alone.
Were you
I
a
was in there
suspect
alone.
at the time? Is that what the deal
I think
was?
probably because I was the last one to have the money, but thank God the janitor was like, no, there were kids seen running out. And then I didn't know who it was. Nobody knew who it was until maybe about 10 years later. It's like one of our high school reunions. This guy, Tyler, who I graduated with, goes, oh my God, you want to hear something funny? My brother and his friend, they stole money while you were working. And he knew this for 10 years.
Dude can keep a secret.
That's crazy. So now we're past the statute of limitations. Plus, it was just like maybe $1,100.
And how do you prove it?
And how do you prove it? So that was pretty unlucky. It was like wrong place, wrong time.
Beth, we're talking about being unlucky. What do you got for us?
Okay, well, my family and friends joke I should be in a bubble because I broke my ankle wearing fuzzy socks.
Oh my
and I couldn't
God.
walk for 3 months, and I broke it, dislocated, and tore a ligament.
Jeez.
I stepped on a dryer sheet and landed straight on my knee and hurt that. I've broken every toe on my right foot
Girl.
except for my big toe. I've broken both my wrists.
What?
I've sprained my knee. So I've hurt myself quite a lot.
That is
You're
crazy.
the unluckiest person I've ever met. The only thing that I can really think of that, and this was a stupid move, but when I was in high school, we had this old dank weight room. Like it was one of those, like if you watch old Arnold videos
Yeah.
where you could get tetanus at any turn, like, and we had these big pipes that ran through the room, and I remember showing off for these girls, and I jumped up on this pipe, and I was doing pull-ups on it,
Yeah.
and my hands slipped, and I fell, and this was like a 10-foot ceiling maybe, and my hand slipped, and I fell, and like a cat, I turned over on my belly midway.
Oh, no.
But what landed first was my rib cage, and I snapped 4 ribs. And if you've ever broken a rib, you know exactly how hard it is to breathe after that.
Yeah.
But there's like 5-6 girls standing around. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm back on my feet. I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. I went in there and just cried. I'm like, oh, and then you can't catch your breath and it feels like you're drowning. So what was the unlucky thing we should know about? Hey, Amy, what do you got?
My son came down sick Monday of 1 week. I missed a day of work because I ended up in the ER with a 105 feverish kid who tested positive for strep and flu.
Jeez.
The following day, my daughter came down sick, and she tested positive for flu and bronchitis.
Oh.
And then the day after that, my husband came down sick and tested for bronchitis and flu.
See, that's unlucky. I mean, it's kind of dopey because you're going to spread it to all your family members.
Yeah.
But a little bit unlucky. So here's what I'm looking for real quick this morning. Hit us up with what makes you unlucky on what's supposed to be the luckiest day of the year. You can call or text.
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo! Here's how this segment works. Kat and I are each looking for something great from you. And you get to come on the show and tell us your story because maybe you're somebody listening who
eats too much of something, like this guy, 71 years old. His name is Don Gorski, and he was eating 2 Big Macs a day. All right. For 53 years, he just ate in front of all the cameras his 35,000th Big Mac.
You better appreciate this because I say I had to slow down to 1 a day for 3 days here. driving me nuts. So this is definitely 35,000. It's no more, no less. I've counted every single one. Excuse me.
Oh my God. The stuff we celebrate. But you know what? I really don't mind celebrating things that just are light. You know what I mean? There's so much serious stuff.
This guy isn't 500 pounds.
Yeah.
He's just a normal, I mean, other than the way he does his hair and his general demeanor, he's a normalish dude.
So I'm going to do the math here. $5.29 is what.
Yeah, but I think when he started eating these, they were probably like $1.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But if they paid 2 days' prices, $185,150.
But that's his primary source of nutrition over, 35 years?
That's crazy. It's only 590 calories.
For a Big Mac?
The average man, so if he had 2 a day, the average man, you have over 2,000, right? A lot of calories.
That's half of his daily intake.
So hopefully he worked in some fruits and veggies somewhere. But
well, there's lettuce on it.
Okay.
So I'm looking for anyone listening who just never got their driver's license. Kat was playing this audio earlier this morning, and it was Trump talking about, like, he can't drive, right, because he's the president.
But if he drove, he'd drive it.
But if I do, I'd be the best. And it was like immediately, he just couldn't turn it off. So that's what I'm looking for. Anyone listening who, for whatever reason, never got your driver's license. If either of these fit, you can call us at 320-251-1047. We'll bring you on the show. Barb's first through right away. Good morning, Barb. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Good. We're great, too. Thanks for asking. Which one do you fit?
Leave Barb alone.
This time I fit JJ.
Okay, all right. So you never got your driver's license, ever?
But it's not me.
Who is it?
It's my boys. Both my boys don't want to drive.
Why?
And
so that's
one's
the thing.
33 and one's 31, and they don't want to drive. They don't want to get nothing. No.
Why is this?
Why. And how do they get places? They don't live in like New York or Chicago.
No, it's usually the mom taxi.
Okay, so
at 35,
do you have a mom tax? Because I would have I would have a chauffeur fee for sure.
I make my kids, when they get paid and stuff like that, they'll pay me like $40 for bringing them, for the week or whatever.
Wow, Barb.
Yeah.
You are much better than I.
30 years old, giving you $40 a week to drive them around?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This is bananas.
It's funny.
Do you see it ending like anytime soon? Neither of them have the aspiration of one day getting a car so they could drive their kids around?
No.
What do they do?
My one son...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My one son lives in Baudette.
Okay.
So, and he's got one of those electric bikes, so that's how he gets around.
All right.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
But what happens?
And my other son, who knows?
What happens when you're not available? Like, let's say you're going to work or the grocery store and they need a ride right away. What do? They just hoof it?
They call their girlfriends.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, and what do their girlfriends think of this? They're good with it?
So I guess they're fine.
I guess if I knew my man was not able to get anywhere, I'd know where he always was.
Always right? You never have to guess where he is.
Yep.
All right.
That's really interesting. I'd like to have a conversation with them. If you're ever with them, say, Kat and JJ want to talk to you.
Yeah, well, and what do they say? I mean, your house is going to be your biggest investment. Probably your education will be your second biggest. But for a lot of people, it's going to be a car.
Yeah.
So they don't have, they give you $40 a week, but they don't have a payment. They don't have insurance. But just the freedom of being able to go somewhere if you wanted to go there seems like it's a little crazy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny, but, it's gotten to the point now where, I'm kind of used to it.
International Space Station. They're going to get these 2 astronauts out. Says it'll be, they'll have to take a couple of days to get home. They decompress. But legitimately by this time next week, they're probably back with their families having breakfast.
Yeah, I hope so. They say that according to Neil deGrasse Tyson, it does take that short of amount of a time. But don't you want to just do everything by the book? Like, what's an extra 2 weeks? I know you're chomping at the bit to get home, but I wouldn't want anything happening to my body.
They were supposed to be up there for 2 days. It ended up being a little over 9 months. So our question is, where did you get stuck? Brenda, I appreciate you holding. Where'd you get stuck?
Those foldable beds and cruise ships.
Oh, yeah, right. It's like a Murphy bed, right? Because they don't have much room in those rooms. Yeah, I've been on one of those.
Yeah. So you can make more space for your family and stuff. Well, my brother, when I was 7 years old, he put me in them, pulled me back up, and just left me there.
Oh, my God. I would, probably carry that for a lifetime, to be honest. That sounds so scary.
The worst thing is that it took my parents almost an hour, 45 minutes, for them to realize I was missing and for them to start looking for me.
Boy, I got a shade of claustrophobia, and this is wigging me out right now. My blood pressure is up thinking of being stuck in a Murphy bed for 45 minutes.
Oh, man. Well, it wasn't that bad. It was, the mattress was there. I was quite small, so I fit, but still.
Nonetheless, at 7 years old, that's got to be pretty traumatic.
Yeah, a little bit.
I appreciate you sharing with us. Sandy, where'd you get stuck?
Okay, so we went on a big family vacation, my husband's whole family. We went to Hawaii, and a bunch of us decided, we're going to go find a nice beach. So we took some lifts, Uber drivers, whatever you want to call them, to a beach that was well over an hour away from where we were staying. It was basically on a different island in Hawaii. And once we got there, we're like, oh, yeah, this looks like a nice beach. So we had them drop us off. Well, it wasn't the correct beach. Yeah. We had a gentleman give us a ride in a truck somewhere where there is a decent beach. There was a bunch of food trucks and everything. So we had a blast there. We called our Uber driver to get back to our area where we were staying over an hour away, and he wouldn't reply to us. We tried finding another Uber driver or Lyft, and we had finally found one person that was willing to come out, but it wasn't enough room for all of us. So the rest of us got stuck on this island for over 5 hours waiting for a ride to come get us.
Oh, my God. Did you find out why the guy didn't answer back? Did somebody not give him a good rating? No tip?
Nope, I have no idea. He probably figured, nope, that was too far of a drive for me. I'm not wasting my time again.
Yeah.
Now, on a scale of I could be stuck in space for 9 months, or I could be stuck in a Murphy bed for 45 minutes, or I could be stuck on a beautiful but a beautiful island in Hawaii. Really not that bad, but I'm sure the anxiety of how the hell am I going to get home started setting in.
Yeah, it really was. There was 5 of us that were left over, and I was kind of panicking. Me and another, my sister-in-law, we kind of walked around a little bit, but it got to be old. There wasn't much to do. So you just had to sit there and wait.
I don't know, those silent conversations in my brain, who am I going to eat first?
Yeah, right.
Those would take over.
I don't think I'd want to do that again.
If you had to eat either Kat or me, and we were the last 3, and we were both dead, and you had to eat one of us, who would you eat first?
I think I'd probably eat Kat because she's more healthier.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up there. Did you say she was more healthier?
He's like made up of mostly chicken strips, so I think you're right.
Yeah,
I would be
I'd
delicious.
probably eat Cat. She's not as fatty.
Wow.
That's
all
actually
right.
not
Yeah,
true.
wow. All right. Thanks, Sandy. Morning time for a little OPP. Other people's problems come on the radio. We're looking for your help.
Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Everybody!
First off, Jen, thanks for sparing a couple of minutes for us. You want to tell us what's going on with the hubby?
So my husband, he's a great guy, but he is very much a homebody. He loves playing his video games, and I like going out and adventuring.
Yeah.
It gets kind of frustrating,
So you're like this Kathy Griffin situation where you got married and you thought that maybe you would live life after your kids are gone. How old are your kids? Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have a couple. They're teenagers. They're about to start, moving on.
Yeah.
And I will talk to him about flying out, vacationing more, and he doesn't seem interested at all.
Really? So he's good with just like hanging at home.
Yeah.
So my husband is a homebody. He could spend all of his time at home, but he does know that, if I want to go on a vacation, he's got to get into it, and he will. So maybe, I don't know, talk to him a little bit more about how important this is for you. Because obviously she had many conversations like that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think maybe I'll just go alone. I want to go to France. I want to go see places. And
what would he say if you said, I'm going to France alone? Would that be the end of your marriage, or would he just be like, fine, see you later?
Oh, he'd probably be jealous. I could see him getting upset because he doesn't want me to go have fun, but he also doesn't want me to. You have to have a balance.
See, this seems weird. Just even and I'm going to put you on hold to see what everybody else has to say about this. But if I hear somebody say, he doesn't want me to have fun.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing. If he has said out loud, I don't want you to live a fulfilling life, then you got a problem. Dana had texted while we were talking there, and she said, my husband is like her husband. Our kids are out of college. We both work. But we do have so much free time, and he just wants to be at home. Not sure if this is going to suffice forever. That conversation you start having right now until you don't want to wait until you're like that frustrated, because then you're going to add some anger into that conversation too, and nothing good can come from that.
How would you handle this? You're married, you got a couple of teenage kids, and your husband just doesn't want to go out and do anything. I'm not talking like go to the bar every Friday and Saturday night, but he just doesn't want to go out and do anything. And then if you decide you want to go take that trip to Rome, he's going to get PO'd to go without him.
Yeah.
How would you handle this? Another humdinger of a live show planned for you Tuesday, including some Jason Aldean concert tickets. He'll be at the XL Energy Center in September. We'll give you those at 7:05. An hour after that, another $50,000 opportunity, plus a bunch of giggles that go along with the Tuesday. So we'll see you back here for our live show as we wrap up our podcast now.
Very rarely do I order off Amazon, but in the next couple of days, I have.
That's a lie.
No, how do you know?
Because everybody orders off Amazon.
I maybe get one every 2 months.
My wife has a secret account so that
she's crazy.
Like, we've got a family account, and my kids, if they want something, they'll genuinely like put it in the cart and say, "Mom, check the cart." Like Nolan needs like wrist tape for baseball season, so he's like, "I found this amazing." So what? Here's the good part about it. First off, it's way too accessible. You know what I mean? Like
it is.
It has made life easy, but easy to get carried away. But what he did is he went shopping for the best deal and said, this is the best deal I could find. So at least it seems like he's trying.
Yeah.
But my wife has an account that she orders from when she wants to, because she'll hammer on me. She's like, did you just get more deodorant? Yeah, so I don't stink. She's like, you order something every day. I'm like, so I don't, like, it's toothbrushes or stuff like that, but she's got a secret account that she buys all her clothes on so that I don't see it.
Yeah.
And then if she's working from home.
But she's like me. She'll definitely tell you that she got a deal, like with that Shein haul.
It's always,
oh my God. I got 10 outfits for this vacation. Shein. The best deal.
She gives me it would be a waste if I didn't get this.
It would.
It was such a deal. I had to.
Right. But I am worried that the driver is going to look at me like this driver did with what I have coming.
I've been waiting on this day to tell you how much I hate this house. I hate it. I hate this house. You are the laziest house in this whole neighborhood. You're inconsiderate. I hate everything about y'all. Wow. I hate it. All you have to do is order the store from Walmart pickup. You are the laziest. We break our backs, we break our necks, we break our nails, we break everything to bring you this. And you're ungrateful. I hope you know that.
Dang.
What do you think she was ordering that made it seem so ungrateful?
No, this house gets like packages every day, and she had it, you know? And so I have big stuff coming. I have 6 dining room chairs, and then I have a bookcase, and I have a huge natural woven rug coming. And so I can only imagine that they're going to be like, I hate this house. So if you are delivering anywhere near my home, just know I'm not doing it on purpose. I just want to redo my dining room.